¿De dónde eres? Where are you from? Where am I from? I'm from California, from the US. ¿Por qué los gringos son así? Why do people from the US always say, I'm from this state, instead of I'm from the US? Like, do you think you're better than everybody or something? And that everybody should just know what California is? Here we go. Where are you going? No, now I'm gonna have to explain this concept. What do you mean? And the mic? Well, the video has to be professional. Why do people from the US always say, I'm from this state instead of I'm from the United States when people ask us the question, where are you from? I often get this question on my social media, and I also often get a lot of judgment from other people for always saying first, I'm from California, before explaining that I'm from the United States. To put this into perspective, the United States is a very, very big country. I could start where I live now in California, drive 13 hours up the coast, and I would still be in California. The population of my state alone, just California, has only 8 million less people than Spain. I always like to say that each state in the United States is basically like its own country. Each one has its own laws, each one has its own culture, and each one has its own slang, which can even vary between various parts of the same state. So because of that, you could imagine that people within the same country of the US are completely different. Even if you grew up your whole life here, somebody from California, somebody from Texas, and somebody from New York are going to have completely different life experiences. This is also why it's difficult at times to define a specific US culture, because there are so many different subcultures within one country, you can't really pinpoint things that we all necessarily always have in common. So if somebody asks you where you're from, it makes more sense to explain I'm from the West Coast or I'm from California than saying I'm from the US, because these regional identities are what define us more as cultures and as people than our entire country as a whole. No one from the US would ever negate the fact that they're from the US. At the end of the day, we're all United States citizens. However, distinctifying the fact that I'm from California or that I'm from Texas or that I'm from New York helps people understand what kind of US that you came from. We're not necessarily making the assumption that you really know anything about California or New York or Texas or whatever state of the United States you say you're from, but it definitely gives people a little bit more of an idea of who you are. As someone from the United States, I definitely recognize the fact that many Americans will go abroad and have a vibe of superiority over everybody else. But my identity as somebody from the US heavily relies on the fact that I am a California girl. In fact, I even have a tattoo of California right here. Did that help you understand? I think so.